Guys, in order to try to understand and get introduced to this topic, I would like to read to you a mini case study. Imagine that you are a woman from the United States, that you're traveling to do business in Japan, and this is an experience that happens to you. Annie Nimos had changed into fresh business clothes before arrival because she would be met by the owner of the firm with whom she had corresponded for a year for her important business. She had placed several orders by correspondence and business had gone smoothly, but this would be the first time she and the owner would meet. After finally getting through customs, she saw a gentleman with a sign in his hand that said Miss Nimos, and made her way towards him. Tanaka-san, the owner of the firm, as well as other men and women who were employees, had come to meet her. The younger man stepped forward to offer to carry her laptop computer. She started slyly when he greeted her. "Hello, welcome to Tokyo. How old are you?" Although Miss Nimos had had contact with diverse cultures in South America and in Europe, this was her first trip to Japan. The personal question about her age caught her off guard, because in the West such question would be considered intrusive and even offensive. After a momentary hesitation, she told the young man her age. He nodded and seemed satisfied, maybe because she was older than he had expected. Later in the visit, reflecting on her welcome at the airport, she was able to relate the question about her age to the importance of hierarchy in Japan. Age is an important factor in situating a person in the Japanese cultural hierarchy. In order for her Japanese business counterpart to feel comfortable and knew the proper way to address and to relate to her, they needed to know her age. So as you saw in this case, for Miss Nimos, it caught her off guard, and probably she felt like the question of how old are you was very intrusive and was even offensive for some people. But it was important for the Japanese in order to situate her in the hierarchy, in order to refer to her in a proper way. So sometimes what might be awkward for you is extremely done and extremely understood, perfectly understood in other cultures. Now, this mini case takes us to the definition of what culture is, and Daniels considers that the definition is the learned norms based on the values, attitudes, and beliefs of a group of people. It is an integral part of a nation's operating environment. In other words, culture is what is inherent to the population of a country or of a region, and that has to do with the values that they have from the ancestors, the attitudes they do and that they manifest with their relationship with others, the beliefs they have. So it's something that is so integral, so unique of a nation, that is something that you need to really understand if you want to travel, or if you want to study, or if you want to conduct business in another country. That is why you need to work on the cultural awareness. That is when you are sensitized of the general characteristics and behaviors and beliefs and customs and traditions and religions of another culture. In this little course, we're going to be talking of what the nation is, that nation is very, very related to the concept of culture. As you know, nation is defined as a population that is united through their history, their tradition, beliefs, religion, language, and customs. Is a feeling of we rather than a feeling of they. I mean, because you feel like you're united, and you're probably gonna share a lot of human demographic and behavioral characteristics. So it's important to consider the notion of nation inside a culture.